Hi everybody, welcome to our latest tutorial video. Today we're going to be learning the monkey bolt, so let's get into it. Right, so the monkey bolt is a technique that a lot of people have problems with when they first start freerunning. It's a bit of a weird one to get your head around. It takes a bit of time to get used to the movement, but when you do, it's a brilliant move and you will use it every day. So the first thing we need to do is find an obstacle. So it needs to be about waist height, and ideally we want enough room on top for our hands and our feet. You can use a rail for this, and we will for a lot of the beginning parts, but ideally we want to be able to get on top quite easily. So once you find your obstacle, the first part is the tuck. Now, essentially, all we're going to be doing is putting our hands shoulder width apart on the obstacle top, not standing too far apart, and we're going to jump and bring our knees up to our chest. I'm not going to worry about getting on top for the moment, we're just going to get those knees up nice and high to our chest. So once you're comfortable with that tuck portion, we're going to move on to what we like to call the monkey stall. This is a lot closer to the actual vault, so you might find you need to tuck a little bit tighter for this, as we want to be aiming to get our feet onto the wall when we finish. Same as before, we're going to have our hands on the wall, we're going to push up and jump, knees to our chest, and we're going to place our feet on the wall. Now as we place our feet, we're going to take our hands off. A lot of people think in this move that your legs are going through your hands, but they're not. As your feet reach the top, hands come off. So we'll practice that, we'll get comfortable with it, and when you feel happy with that, we're ready to move on to the actual vault. Right, so now we're comfortable getting our bodies to the top of the obstacle, we need to get over it. To do that, we need a bit more power, and we're going to generate that power with a run up, and by pushing with our arms and our shoulders. So let's get into that technique. Now there are two ways you can take off. You can take off from a 2-foot takeoff or from a split foot takeoff. So we'll briefly cover both of those. They have different uses and you may find you prefer one over the other, but it's good to get both of them so you're comfortable. First we'll cover a 2-footed takeoff, as that's closest to what we've been doing already. So we take a short run up to the obstacle. You're going to jump to 2 feet just before it, placing your hands on top, and then immediately use that power to spring up, bringing your knees to your chest. As you spring up, you're going to push with your hands. That's going to give you the power needed to pass the obstacle. As soon as you're over it, simply place your feet down and continue your run. So your other option is a split-footed takeoff. Now this sometimes feels a bit more fluid, as it doesn't require you to break your run up before the obstacle. It's basically the same thing. So as you run towards the obstacle, you're going to place your hands on it as before, but you're only going to be pushing off with one leg. That's going to be your leading leg. Now your other leg is going to kick up behind you, and then as you get that momentum, it's the same thing. You tuck your knees to your chest, push with your arms, and you're going to bring your hips forward to help you clear the obstacle. And that's your monkey vault. Practice it a lot, find different heights, different materials of wall, rail, whatever you like, get comfortable with it, and have some fun. There's a lot of other variations of that move that we'll cover in another video, but for now, get out and practice.